This painting feels simultaneously quiet and electric. Remedios Varo's La Llamada, or The Call, painted in 1961, depicts a figure who seems to emit energy at the center. Light radiates off her body and hair, which undulates upward and connects to a glowing celestial body in the sky. This connection suggests her source of energy comes from the cosmos, animating her with a cocoon of powerful light. She appears in brilliant shades of amber, orange, and golden yellow, setting her apart from the rest of this fantastical scene. Everything around her is in muted earth tone colors. She walks delicately through an open courtyard, her body thin and elongated. Her proportions are not realistic, but Varo intentionally made this choice. The figure calls to mind medieval European stone sculptures, decorating cathedrals, or painted in the pages of illuminated manuscripts, giving the figure an ethereal, otherworldly presence. The figure raises one of her tiny hands upward while holding some type of scientific or alchemical instrument in the other. Around her neck, she wears a mortar and a pestle, tools associated with crushing, grinding, and transformation. These objects relate actually to alchemy, or the idea that materials and people can be altered through hidden processes. It suggests we understand that this figure isn't just walking, but transforming, as if she exists between worlds. Other figures around her look as if they are emerging from the walls, or perhaps they're stuck there. What looks like stone stairs and walls in places transform into long ribbons of what appear to be tree bark or stone. These more wooden, non-animated figures share her long, sharp nose and dainty, pointed toes, creating visual similarities between them. Yet these figures don't burst with energy and color. Their eyes are closed. They remain rigid, dormant. This raises important questions. Do these figures emerge from the walls because of this woman's presence? Does she call to them with her energy? Or was she, moments ago, among them, set into the darkened and empty niche behind her, having only just been animated with a surge of energy that allowed her to waken and move forward? The painting's title, The Call, encourages us to think about energy and awakening, even though the painting itself is calm. The artist Remedios Varo, born in 1908, was deeply interested in the occult, mysticism, magic, astrology, witchcraft, and more. And she explored these ideas alongside close friends like Leonora Carrington while they lived in Mexico City. Varo and Carrington were both artists who had fled Europe during the chaos of war. Varo escaped both the Spanish Civil War and World War II, fleeing to Mexico in 1941. Living in Mexico City as an expatriate, she joined other artists like Carrington to experiment with Surrealism, a movement engaged with myths, dream worlds, and the unconscious. Varo's work, like The Call, feels quieter and more controlled than some of the more explosive dream imagery often associated with Surrealism. Here, she carefully paints everything. The textures are precise. The painting is balanced. She creates a strong sense of rhythm in the repeated lines of bark, the rectangular niches or windows, and even the rounded arches. One way we could read this painting is as a story of liberation, where a woman steps into awareness and power while other figures remain frozen, trapped, unawakened. She's like a solar power, moving through a darkened world. It's her golden light that energizes and illuminates the space. But once again, there are more questions. Are these ancient beings? Are these alternate versions of herself, perhaps from another time? We know she painted herself in this way in other paintings. Or are these all different individuals, silently waiting for their own call to spring to life? Varo doesn't give us a clear answer, but her painting does ask us to pause and look closely at the quiet hum of mystic energy that infuses this mysterious, controlled world.